Oh, hey guys. Today is what's today? August 1st? Yeah, it's the 1st. Wow, it's the 1st already. Let me tell you, when I first woke up, I woke up at 2000, I opened my curtains. Well, I looked outside at like 2017. I never tell you, it's getting darker. The long summer days are already behind us. Today was already darker at the same time that it was yesterday at the same time. Not by much, just by like a minute or two. But I was able to notice it. But today, tonight was interesting. Tonight was very interesting. Cause I started my shift in Monte Eagle, Tennessee, at that pilot, and then I forgot. Well, I usually look at the radar before I leave, but I didn't do it. And if I should have, but it ended up cost me. I ended up losing about 30 minutes of drive time tonight. But in Nashville had some flooding on the roads, the interstates. I mean, it was bad enough where you go around a blind corner, and all of a sudden there's like fucking 2 feet of water sitting right there in the left lane, and it caused a wreck, because I mean, it's a blind corner. Well, it's a blind curve. So, that was the first accident I came across. And then right after that, I came through a couple, flood areas. Like, when I say flood areas, I mean, there's like anywhere from 1 to 2 feet of standing water on the interstate. And so, believe it or not though, people were behaving when I was going through Nashville. And at that point, I was going through Nashville at a good time, 9:30, 10 p.m. And I'm decently heavy. I'm grossed out. Well, I'm not grossed out. I don't know why I just said that. I'm 71,000 right now. And yeah, that definitely helped, because I went through some heavy downpours, because obviously Nashville was flooding. It was still raining while I was going through there. So I mean, honestly, thankfully I was heavy, because that would have sucked if it was empty. So I mean, put this in perspective. It took me, I lost like a half hour drive time through Nashville. So that means it took like an extra, let's just say 40 minutes of extra to go through Nashville. And traffic went going into Nashville. So these from the southeast corner. So like I said, it came from Monte Eagle. I was going in at like 50 to 60, and then right before you take what the fuck is that exit? The exit takes you towards Clarksville. That first one. I don't remember which one that one is. It's on the left-hand side. Traffic came to a stop on it, because that's where the wreck was in there. That's when it started. That flowed surprisingly well. The left lane was blocked. So I mean, everybody was trying to merge over in the right lane. And yeah, it wasn't too bad. It took about like, probably like 15 minutes total lost there. And then when you get past that exit, or the interchange, whatever you want to call it, because technically I had to exit to get onto a different interstate, so it would be interchange, I guess. It wasn't really stop and go, but it was kind of like a couple of spots, especially in the next couple of miles, where it was crawl and go. Like, because I mean, you go down a hill like a 40, 50, and then you want to slow down, because at the bottom of that hill there's a giant puddle of water. I mean, it was 4 lanes, a puddle of water. It was standing there, and it was worse on the left, so like 2.5. I started slowing down, and I started flashing my lights, like I was hazard on, as those brake lights. Luckily, there was a 4-wheeler in the I don't know how they number these lanes. Let's just say the left inner lane, I guess. He was paying attention, so he started slowing down. Once he realized what I was talking about, he started slowing down, put his hazards on, which I like that, because I didn't want to get involved in any more shenanigans up in that area. But and people started to be slowing down around him, so it was domino effect. the traffic was sort of flowing. I mean, Google Maps. Well, I stopped at the first accident. I was looking at Google Maps. I was like, cause I was trying to see, is there a way around this? So I was tempted to go on the loop and go towards the international airport and then loop back up. But that was orange and red and some spots. I was like, dude, there was literally nowhere around where I was. There was no real easy way around without adding on so many miles. So I kind of just gambled and I was like, well, I'm already ahead of schedule anyways. So this doesn't deliver till the 3rd, and it delivers to Cheyenne. I'll be in Cheyenne, like early morning of the 2nd, like 06, 0700, pretty much somewhere in that range. Which also means I should be able to squeeze in the 34, set myself up for good miles next week. Hopefully. Sometimes it doesn't always work out. But yeah, and then it's like traffic. All of a sudden, like 10 miles outside Clarksville, it's still raining, okay? But it's not raining as hard as it was in Nashville. So I was very confused because like traffic was 2 lanes of not like 2 lanes of giant lines. Like it was, both lanes were full lines. Like, and I don't know why. It was going like every few hundred feet. It was like, we use brake 15, and I'm in the left lane because like right lane's going really slow. I mean, I'm in the left lane averaging 55, and we don't like, it was no reason to be going 55. It was not. It was like steady rain. It wasn't like downpouring, but it wasn't like a light. It was just a light rain that was just flowing, you know, just steady light rain. But I was confused. I was like, why is this? What the fuck is going on here? People were driving scared. It's what I came to realize, that people were driving scared, which really pisses me off. Like, I don't know if piss off is the right word, but rather annoys me, because I'm like, I'm heavy enough. Like, it has to take downpour with standing water on the road for me to start like actually needing to slow down, because that standing water is what's got. Actually, it's not even downpour. It's that standing water is going to get me before anything else. But we're currently in St. Louis. Well, the edge of St. Louis. Like, where the fuck are we? Forestdale and Lower Miles. So, edge of St. Louis. Very west side of St. Louis. Like, the outskirts. But, so we get to, you know, I eventually get out of that, whatever that bullshit, those 2 lanes of non-stop, like, not quite bumper to bumper because it was flowing. But it was like averaging 50, 55, at a 70. So it was a little annoying. So I lost a little bit of time there. I'm gonna have to PC because I'm stopping in Mountain City at the Casey's. I'm gonna be 10 minutes short. So I would have made it if it wasn't for that bullshit. So I'm gonna PC once, like, when I'm close enough where I need to stop and PC to it. Because I'm also gonna need to get fuel too. Hence why I picked Casey's, because there's 290 there. Fuck yeah. I've been in the high areas of fuel to like high areas, unlike the West, where I know a few spots down, you know, where I usually run on 10 and 40 when I get cheaper fuel. Pacific Northwest and Florida, there's not much areas to get cheap fuel until I get up in the middle of the country. So I've been in the high fuel areas too much. My fill up, my last fill up, was like $530, but that's before the 15-cent rebate. That was 149 gallons or something like that. I fucking milked that thing. Oops. I unpaused my radio by accident. Good song though, by the way. Diesel automatic, they don't care about us. But I'm gonna be milking this one too today. Because technically in this truck right now, okay, 1/4 the tank is 120 gallons used. So I still have, if I want to go empty like bare bones, I still have, you know, 80 gallons. But I do the math, I'm doing the math on 60 gallons. So I still have 450 miles to go. I could do 450 miles based on my current APG, that at minimum, because I mean, I'm getting more than 7.5. But I did 7.5 to be safe. I averaged like 8 yesterday, so I'm gonna be getting more MPG, or roughly the same, because that rain does Oh, they're closed. But that rain does sort of hurt if you're heavy. But I'm only, my load's only like 38,000. But yeah, so by the time I get to, when I get to Casey's, I'm gonna be on the EE, but I'm actually still gonna have anywhere from 20 to 40 gallons left in there. That thing annoys me a little bit. I don't like that. That bugs me. This is also why you should know your vehicle. Know your equipment so you know if you want to milk it, if you need to milk it, or you want to milk it, maximize to get out of this high area price. Even though Missouri's not too bad, I can get it down to like $3.10 in Missouri with the rebate. But so we get over, you know, we get over to eventually we get over to St. Louis. And it might not get more interesting. Like, I had a car cut me off. You'll see this dash cam. Like, he came hauling ass from the left lane, does this typical bullshit. But there's another car that's a little slightly over car length, and that's like a car length and a half. But he came hauling ass and is threaded the needle between me and him. Which actually, I kind of like did this over to like kind of like make sure he wasn't gonna brake or anything, because if he had braked there to get off, I would have probably not been able to stop. But he's threaded the needle and then took the fucking off ramp. It's like, there's nobody behind me. It's like 3:30 in the morning in St. Louis. There's nobody behind me. On a Sunday, especially. I mean, I got a little bit of traffic on the western half of St. Louis. But then like 5 minutes past him, I crest this hill. You'll see this one too, if I remember to get it off dash cam. But I crest this hill and I see up, you know, kind of shooting up, the reflection shooting up in the sky, like the glares of blue light flashing. I'm like, where, you know, this is why you pay attention. You know, recognize the signs of something that's coming ahead. That was my first sign, something's ahead. So I took our cruise off. I braked it a little bit. I crest that hill, and there is like probably like 4 cop cars, 2 ambulances. I'm in the middle lane at this point. I can't quite tell right away which lane they're in because of all the glare. And then I see all the traffic slowly diverting right. I'm like, okay, so left side is, you know, obviously blocked. I put my hazards on, start braking, start working over because I'm letting people know as they crest the hill behind me. What happened was, you won't see this part in the dash cam because my dash cam points forward and not to the left because, you know, the accident was to the left. You'll see the scene as I pass through it. But it looks like a cop had pulled somebody over or was doing something, and he got fucking just creamed, drilled in the ass. Like, his trunk, gone. His trunk was completely pushed in. There was nothing left of that trunk. And it looked like he got pushed in, like he got hit so hard. The car that he had pulled over, he got pushed into that car and actually turned the car horizontally against him. So like, they made a T on the fucking Jersey barrier. It was a mess. Like, I was like, damn. But yeah, I mean, it's also a prime example why you should pay attention. And that's why I don't understand the cars that like shoot over in the left lane and sit over there for no reason. Like, I've seen cars merge on the interstate, go 40, 50, and then they'll just immediately shoot over 4 to 5 lanes to get into the left lane. I'm like, the fuck are you doing? That's not what you're supposed to do, and you shouldn't be doing that. At least get up to speed. If I'm gonna sit in the left lane with no traffic, I'll sit in the inner left lane, at least, because I mean, at that point, and to me, especially going through cities like Denver, for example, prime example. Denver, that's the travel lane. That's the travel lane. But no. So this is also another reason why you can't. I don't know if it like annoys like the correct word for this, but it kind of irks me that people are like, oh, you know, you didn't something. Oh, you didn't get parking for the day. You didn't plan your day good enough. Oh, such happened. You didn't plan your day well enough. Motherfuckers, you cannot plan for your day. You can plan your day, but 1 wrench ruins your first plan. 2 wrench ruins that plan even more. 3, I had like 5 wrenches thrown into it tonight. 5 wrenches. This is why I never pre-plan. Okay, when I start my day, I generally look at Google Maps. Okay, how's traffic? Traffic flowing? Should I sit here for an hour or two? Should I get going now? Okay, I give myself an overview. That's how you should plan. So when you start your day, you give yourself a general overview. I want to do this many miles, or I got to cover this much ground. Now when should I start? How's traffic? Do I need to go now? Also, I should run hard because that way this gives you the more freedom to do this. Should I go now? Do I have to? No. Okay, I'll sit here for a couple hours if traffic's bad. Is traffic good? Okay. So now traffic's good. I'll leave here like 20-30 minutes, and I'll get because when I'm waking up, first thing I do is before I even get out of bed, I'm looking at Google Maps. I'm looking at the general overview of what I want to accomplish today. That's how you should do it. Get an overview when you're going to start or right before you start, because anything can change. You're not picking your truck stops, you're not picking your parking, you're not picking anything. You're just setting the game plan. I want to cover this many miles today. That's it. And then when you go drive at least 4 or 5 hours, and then start looking about where you're gonna park. That way you can sort of, those first 4 to 5 hours are gonna tell you how the day's gonna go. What's gonna get thrown in, what wrenches are gonna get thrown in. That way you can see your day unfolding. That's how I do it. Let your day unfold a little bit, then approach it. Okay, now I'll look at Google Maps. Okay, have I actually maintained my game plan? I have? Okay. Now let's start looking around my remaining miles where I'm gonna park. Truck parking, rest stops, way stations, etc. Oh, has there been wrenches thrown in? Like I have to deal with tonight. Oh yes, there's been a few of them. Oh yes, there's standstill, accident, etc. Weather, whatever, construction, you name it, throw it in there. Then adjust your game plan. How many miles have you covered so far? How far behind are you? Can you still make your original plan? You can? Good. Can you not? Alright, start adjusting. How short are you? Then move yourself backwards. Take your original, your original plan, and then start moving it slowly backwards. Like if I didn't run into that, I could have got past the Casey's that I'm gonna stop at tonight, even though I got a PC that'll like the last 10 minutes to get there. That's acceptable though. But start moving it back, You were originally gonna do 700 miles, but now you're 100 miles behind. All right, so now you gotta start planning your day based on 600 miles. Start finding parking for that. Anybody that tells you such and such happened, and if you didn't find parking, or etc., and it's all because you didn't plan well enough, they're full of shit. Or they're on a dedicated loop, or they pretty much don't run hard. They do like same 500 miles or the regional, so they know literally every nook and cranny. And those unless you've been out here for a decade or two, and you pretty much only run like me, I run 2/3 of the country usually I run 2/3 of the country. Unless you run like that, you're not gonna really learn spots or have some spots layered out. That's also why if I find a good nooks and crannies, I save them on my Google map with a pin. If you don't know how to do that, all you gotta do is literally find a spot on Google Map, hold your thumb on it, a little red pin will pop up, scroll over to save, you can save it to a list. It's not hard. It's really not. But by the time I stop today, I'll have so I set my goal for 730 miles today. I would have made it easily if I didn't run into that 40-minute delay, 30 to 40-minute delay. So that's gonna leave me with 630 miles left to drive tomorrow, which means I also need to get a hold of my DM and be like, hey, let's get us a game plan set up for Monday. Because yeah, wow. Yeah, I mean I could. I probably wait and do it Monday. But I mean, and this is summer. This gets much harder when it's winter. Much harder. Because your delays, they can be much more frequent. They can be hours long. I've had a fucking delay last year, or last winter, where it was like a 2-hour delay. I mean, when I say a 2-hour delay, it doesn't mean I was like, it technically is a delay, but when I say delay, I don't mean like I was sitting somewhere for a delay. I just mean my speed was dropped for 2 hours because of the weather I was in. There's too much that can happen throughout the day, where no, you shouldn't be doing you'll figure this out very quickly, but no, you shouldn't be doing your fucking planning anywhere close to the start of your day. Just an overview, and it's more like a game plan. It's really easy. It's much easier if you do recaps too. Much easier. Because recaps, you're like, alright. Because pretty much all you can do is 8.5 hours, so assume you're going to do 500 to 550 miles a day. Bam. It's easy. But, man, my truck, my MPGs, man, are slowly going, so they're still going up. It's like, I am sitting at 75,000 right now. I'm gonna do a 100,000 mile review on this, but it is slowly rising up. It's almost like capped out. But asking this truck to do an easy 7.5 a couple months ago, like even 2-3 months ago, with this amount of weight, wasn't as easy. I'm curious of what. From last winter, because I got this thing in February, and I got 5 MPG average literally all February. Because I had wind front cold front after cold front after cold front with the winds and the snow and the ice. It was non-stop. So this truck, I paid like an extra $2,000 of fuel at that point. But I'm really excited to see what it's going to do this winter, even with the same winds. Because in the winter, you should easily average, well, 1 MPG less. So if you're averaging 7.5, this truck should easily do 6.5. If I can get it to hold 7, even better. And the only reason why that's the case is because, for one, more additives get added into their fuel. You know, believe it or not, if you know how to fuel in the winter, you'll never need anti-gel. Unless you know you might need some on standby. Because, for example, Wyoming does have a diesel that is treated up to -30 late December through the rest of the winter till like April. So yeah, you just gotta know the region of how to fuel and where to fuel. So like me, I never did any anti-gel all last winter, and hell, I was even in -10 with a quarter tank of fuel, and I turned the truck off. I let the AP do all the work. I was toasty, truck started right up every single fucking day. Every single day. And the guys that have been around through all last winter with me, watching my content, I did plenty of snow driving. Hell, I went through a blizzard. I did, in the winter areas, I was all throughout there. This company seems to send me up into the snow to play in it because they know I can do it. Too many of our drivers are, oh no, I'm not gonna go drive up in the snow areas. Nope, not happening. Move me south. So the drivers they know that will actually go up there and drive in it, they'll move them all up there, and that's one way to stay busy. Comes with some trade-offs. You might get less miles, but planners like you more for it. And they generally do more favors for you too. Like I did a 1,000-mile deadhead last year. I was literally the only truck in the area. All because too many drivers were like, I don't want to go play in the snow. 1,000 miles, so that sucked in the winter, but 1,000 miles. But I am so ready for winter. I'm not a heat guy. Well, some of you guys may not know this, a very select few will. I've had 4 heat strokes before I was 13. And anybody knows anything about heat strokes, you know who you are. once you have one, heat will never feel the same to you. Heat feels hotter to you, even if it's the same, like 70 degrees to you before the heat stroke felt like great, comfortable, and then after the heat stroke, 70 degrees feels hot. That's exactly my issue. After 70 degrees, I start feeling hotter. 70 degrees is like the kind of the edge where I start feeling toasty. And if there's a breeze, then it's not too bad. But I am ready for winter. I'm ready for my snow. I'm ready for my environment that I'm most comfortable with back. So I don't know these fucking twisters. I don't know this hurricane bullshit. I haven't had to dodge wildfires yet. I know wildfires, but I haven't had to dodge them yet. I know hail, I know sleet, I know ice, I know snow, and I know wind, and I want it back. Also, for one, I rather deal with cold because I'm not as uncomfortable in it than the fucking heat where I feel like I'm fucking sweating my ass off. Or I go to take a shower and I'm in the southeast, for example, and I go outside, I'm like, oh, gross, I'm sticky already. I want my clothes to stop sticking to myself again. That'd be great. Only downside is now every time I have to go shower, I have to have a coat. But whatever. There's a few things that I'm gonna start doing too in this winter. For one, I think next time I go home, I'm hopefully gonna have enough money so I can buy this 100 quart. Yes, 100 quart cooler. Put it on top bunk, and what that's gonna be for is freezer food. So I can say, because right now, no joke, I'm spending $300 to $400 per month on truck stops. It's fucking ridiculous. I'm spending about $3,600 to $4,000 a year on truck stops on food. I don't mind so much in drinks, because if I spend $10, $12 at a truck stop for drinks, that usually lasts me 2 to 3 days. So it's not as bad then. But when you're buying drinks and food, it adds up. So yeah, I mean, sure, I can store some stuff in this fridge, but it's like, I can't make as many food trips to the fucking grocery store, especially as a night guy, because motherfucking Walmarts are closed still. I need those to be 24 hours again. But so I'm looking forward to that. It's good. It's not gonna be cheap. What is it? Dometic or Domet something. I don't remember the last like 3 letters of it. Dometic? Yeah, I think that's what it is. Dometic. It's not cheap. It's $1,500, but I have that thing. Every single fucking forum, review, thread, anything. Anytime I'm looking at something for portable, that seems to be so highly recommended. I'm like, okay. I mean the brand itself. So I'm like, alright, I'll get it. It better fucking work. It better be reliable. I'll be pissed if I spent $1,500 and it fucking breaks in like a year or 2. But I'm not looking forward to lifting it up into the truck and then up into the top bunk because it weighs like 70 pounds. But I'm pretty much gonna spend like $2,000 my first month with it, because between that and then stocking it up. But that $2,000, it's gonna be paid off in the first 6 months. Because you know how much money I can save if I get, I'm gonna eat like shit, but chimichangas. Oh my god, I can have ice cream again. Yeah, I'm a kid. I'm a toddler. I'm a giant kid when it comes to ice cream. I fucking love ice cream. That's the one sweet tooth thing I absolutely love. And I miss it. And it fucking annoys the hell out of me. Yes, annoys. Because the one thing I like, my sweet tooth, I don't even drink soda anymore. It's very rare to drink a soda. I cannot even put a pint of ice cream in my freezer. I've had to throw a couple pints of ice cream away because I buy 1 or 2 thinking I'll be able to eat them all in one sitting, because normally I can, and my stomach's like, I don't feel like it. But I can't fucking put it in my freezer because I'm like, it won't fit. I'm still fucking excited to have ice cream again. I'm a fat kid. I eat fucking half a quart of ice cream in one sitting. Yes, you heard that. Half a quart of ice cream. And I'm skinny, so yeah, take that. It isn't. I've heard that. Oh, just wait till you're older. I'm 30. My whole family's built like me. I doubt even when, because my mom's 50 and she's still my weight. but she also has health issues, other health issues. I'm glad I don't fall their side of the family though. But no, I mean chicken nuggets, chimichangas. I miss my chimichangas. Those El Monterey chimichangas. Oh yeah. I'll have to come up with other ones, like other ways. Maybe some pizzas. I don't know. I don't know if I want to get it. I don't know if I want to get a toaster oven in here. Because the problem is too with this truck is it's currently right now it's not really set up for me to cook in it without making a mess. I'm thinking about after the truck's paid off doing a lot of remodeling on the inside, and when I say remodeling, I mean custom cabinets, taking out that top bunk, putting real shelving up there, meaning like a board with cabinets up there, and then also, you know, it's any real storage. And also, but there's other trade-offs for that. But yeah, I just wanted to make this video. I do appreciate all you that watch, and if you're actually made it to the end, I don't know, say something, I guess, do something. But you know, I need more comments, guys. Even though I do, there's some of you guys that are actually returning and watching. I see you guys, I see you, but aren't commenting, or aren't liking. Although I'm trying to get more likes, I have noticed that. I still love you guys, just maybe a little bit less than the other guys who actually comment, you know, like maybe just a little bit less. So I do actually like, you know, responding to you guys or hearing what you guys think on videos and stuff. Yeah, I guess that's it. Enough rambling. This video's going on long enough. So you guys stay safe out there. I'll catch you next time. Bye!